Good morning, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic with me, Mike Avery, here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio, here to record this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. And of course, I will tell you who's coming up on the show shortly, but I don't know where you are, well, in our great state of Michigan, possibly beyond. But this morning in my house, it was like 50 degrees, and I think it got down to 49 last night. Tommy, good morning. Tommy, you going to be able to join us at Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack on the 18th? Cliff, good morning. How are you? Ask you the same question, Cliff. I don't think I've seen you at a Wednesday Night Live. How about joining us September 18th at the Lumberjack in West Branch? Details on that coming up. Craig, I know you're going to be there, buddy. Always a pleasure. You and Michelle, nice to see you. Hey, Craig, what did you think of the prototype of the 2025 Angler Quest? I mean, that boat you have is a beautiful boat, but that prototype is pretty interesting too, isn't it? Tim, I look forward to seeing you and Jen in West Branch on the 18th. Joel, good morning. Scott, nice to have you along with us. Thanks for joining me on Behind the Mic here from the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. Bruce, always a pleasure. How are you? Nice to have you along with us, as the coffee does indeed taste very good this morning. So, Uncle Johnny, how you doing, buddy? I sent a text to James. Haven't heard back from him yet, but I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Uncle Johnny. Always a pleasure to get together with you and your bride, Aunt Debbie, although she won't be joining us tomorrow. Tomorrow's a guy's day. Captain Jim, how are you? Do you still have bears coming into that bait? I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for me for bear season, but I'm excited for you especially because if I remember right, this is your first bear hunt, isn't it? There's nothing like it. Craig says, I was thinking about asking Brad if you could trade yours in. Well, I don't think he's going to let you. Working in Ohio, yeah, that would be a long drive. That's a good excuse. Good excuse, Cliff. Bill, good morning. How are you? Jim, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us on Behind That. Jim, are you going to be joining us? You and the rest of your crew? 6:45. I think I made my coffee about 6 this morning. It's still good, though. Paul, sorry you can't join us for Wednesday Night Live, but I understand. Always a pleasure. Jerry, oh, no, Jerry, I was thinking of Jim. 36 degrees in Adirondacks. Captain Jason Graham of Sendit Charters, senditcharters.com, working out of the Linwood Beach Marina, linwoodbeachmarina.com. Cap, how's the fishing? I suspect you're not doing any walleye fishing right now, but how's the perch? I'm hearing some sporadic reports of perch on Saginaw Bay. Johnny checking in from the campground. Johnny, I know you must be mowing this morning, right? Jesse, how are you? Hello, Jerry. Thanks for joining us from Algonac. How are things down in that part of the state? How's the sturgeon fishing right now? Got to be pretty good. So what's going on right now? As I say, it was nice and cool at the Avery house this morning. Goose season is now open. I almost said the experimental. Johnny says, I'm not doing a damn thing. So you're actually relaxing, Johnny? Good for you. Don't relax too much. You got to keep my bear bait going. It says yesterday was a nothing for perch. Brian, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Goose season's open. I almost called it the experimental teal season. It's not experimental anymore. It's the early teal season. So in Michigan, we have an early goose season. We have an early teal season. And I say, shoot as many of those big flying rats as you possibly can. Austin, good morning. How are you? You guys have to be real busy at Reader right now. Hey, Austin. Johnny says, I took the week off to bait for bear and nothing else. Good for you, Johnny. The Bear Whisperer. Scott says, Erie is on fire right now for perch. Oh, Captain Graham says, I just finished up my salmon season in Ludington. Back to walleye fishing now. Perch reports are hit and miss. I have a few good buckets. It's time. Jason, how did your salmon trips go? Good season on Lake Michigan, right? Craig says Bill Piles shot an awesome bear and posted pics. I know, he texted me one. And I said, Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters, when I saw that bear, he says, Who needs deer anyway? And Bill said, yeah, it's not. Well, Bill needs deer, but he said it's nice to take a break. Brian said the Fred Bear statue being revealed this weekend. I hope to be there. It is my plan to be there in Grayling Saturday to watch the unveiling of the Fred Bear statue. I'm going to try to make it down to the Woods and Water show, possibly Friday afternoon. It is my plan to be in Grayling for the unveiling of the Fred Bear statue on Saturday. Jerry says, going hunting September 14th with my son. He got the tag. Excellent. All right, Cliff, I'll look forward to it. Cliff, come up and say hi. Can you eat teal? Absolutely. You can eat teal and goose. Goose are excellent. Tim says, I've been seeing reports that we could have a normal fall and winter. I'm not sure I want a normal again. I'm with you, Tim. Listen, I do want normal for the guys at Linwood Beach Marina who depend on ice fishing, for everybody who depends on ice fishing, for the folks who depend on snow and cold, the snow machine dealers, the ski resort owners. But if we could just get a good old fashioned hard winter everywhere, but at my house and on the roads I have to drive, I'd be a happy guy. I guess that comes from being older. Brad, good morning. Dave, nice to have you. Dave, I think I asked you this. Are you going to be able to join us in West Branch? I think you had a conflict. Scott, now this is interesting. Scott says, it's a shame the perch fishing in the bay has been decimated from the nets. I'm going to respectfully disagree with you on that one, Scott. I believe the perch fishing on the bay has taken a huge hit because of the walleye population. I think the walleye, in large part, are what is decimating the Saginaw Bay perch. Now, I personally wouldn't trade perch for walleye, but some people would. We've got enough walleye out there that the DNR has encouraged us to take as many fish as possible legally, and that's why they increased the daily creel limit from 5 fish to 8 fish and decreased the size limit from 15 down to 13, because they want us to thin out that walleye population. And the thinking is, if the walleye population is thinned out, the perch will come back. I had Todd Williams of Bayport Fish Company on the show last week. They want to help us thin out the walleye population. The commercial fishermen do. I have respect for the commercial fishermen, but I don't want them taking our Saginaw Bay walleye. Eli said it would be nice to get out ice fishing this winter. Joe checking in from the SVRC marketplace in Saginaw. Tim says, most definitely walleye. Captain Graham says, salmon season was awesome. Great catches. Lots of kings. Coho and steelhead. The fishery is in great shape on Lake Michigan. Dave says, that's right. Dave says, the wife says, I have plans. Dave will be at the Woods and Water in Emily City this weekend. Jim says the bait is being hit daily. A couple of big bears coming in anticipation through the roof. Let me ask you this, Jim. Seeing as this is your first Michigan bear hunt, how picky are you going to be? I mean, if a 200-pound bear walks in, are you going to be able to pass him to potentially wait for one of those big bears? I'm just curious, and I'm not judging. I'm just curious what your pre-thinking, what your plan is going into this bear season. Jesse grew up here but lived out of state. Last winter was first green one I can remember in 41 years. Kelly says the cormorants eat their fair share, and more than their fair share of perch. That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay. A couple of other things while I got a break in the comments. For the first time in several years, I don't have a youth hunter on my fall schedule because my grandkids have now aged out. They're too old for the youth season. For those of you going up for the youth season, what is that, next weekend? Have a great time. Ruben, checking in from Colorado. How are you, Ruben? How are things in Colorado? Jim says, I'll give it just a few days. I don't want to compete with the dog hunters, the hound hunters. Makes sense, Jim. And the hound hunters would be a concern with my third season that doesn't start until September 25th, but I'm hunting with Johnny Bowler, who makes a comment right now. Where Johnny is hunting on the edge of the Seney Refuge, they don't get a lot of dog hunters because the hound hunters don't want to let their dogs wander over onto the refuge. Johnny says to Jim, if you see a 200-pounder, you better shoot it or be ready to eat your tag. John checking in from the geographic center of the Lower Peninsula, which is the city of St. Louis, Michigan. Brian says, that's what I'm scared of. I have a big bear coming in, also smaller ones. My first time bear hunting, judging is a question. Brian, that is the big question for bear hunters. Judging the size of a bear. Until you've seen a few of them, it can be very hard. Nothing exhibits ground shrinkage like a bear. You know, a buck walks in, you can see the size of the rack and judge them. A bear walks in, and they can be extremely hard to judge. The first bear I ever shot, I walked up on it and went, oh, man, that's not what I thought it was. But just know this, whatever you shoot, be proud of it. Art, come in here, would you please? Art Lewis of WSGW. Oh my gosh, what is that thing you're wearing?
It's your fault. Rapid City Knife Shirt.
Rapid River Knife Works. Look at this. I love that camo pattern. I have one of those I love so much. I've worn it out. You got that at the shop?
Yeah, I was up there last week.
What'd you think, Art?
It's fabulous. It's a destination.
It is a destination.
It's got some beautiful mounts in there too.
Oh, he does. And you are now also carrying what?
I am carrying a Rapid River knife.
I don't
have it in my
pocket. You don't. Art, you got to have it with you at all times, right?
Yes.
Arthur.
Yes, my hero.
And unfortunately, you also can't join us for Wednesday Night Live.
I can't. No, I have a conflict, unfortunately.
Well, it just won't be the same without you next time. All right, Art, I look forward to it.
Right.
Art Lewis of WSGW, a member of the Michigan Broadcasting Hall of Fame, wearing a very, very cool Rapid River Knife Works hoodie. I love those things. Tim says, I'm on the fence for walleye being taken by commercial fishermen. Got to look at the science and whether it's helped other fisheries. Josh Mapes, congrats on your 4-dog night. Not 3-dog night. Your 4-dog night with your uncle. Very, very cool. Ed Bolanowski, good morning. Ruben says, elk season has started. Outstanding. Good luck to you. Have fun. Frankie, anyone else seeing lots of small fawns this year? Or is it just me? I don't know. Anybody else? Jen, good morning. Look forward to seeing you. Mad Jack says, hello, Art. Michael, nice to have you along with us. I'm a little concerned, I got to be honest, about Wednesday Night Live because a lot of our regulars are tied up on other things. Now, when we have these, I love to fill these events. I don't want to have a dining room at the Lumberjack with empty tables. The timing on this one is not the greatest. I know that. My other option was to have it today. Well, that's a little too close to Labor Day. I could have it next week before the hunting seasons really kick in good conscience. I can't have a celebration and bring people together on 9/11. It just doesn't seem like the right thing to do. So that left us with 9/18. So that's when we're having the Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack. 989-343-0892 for reservations. I hope to have a good crew there. I know we're bringing in some good partners of mine. Brad Dupuis, Mr. Angler Quest will be there. By the way, I posted a full video of the new Angler Quest Pro Troll prototype. I hope you like it. Rich Krazan of Killer Food Plots will be there. Steve Wyndham from MUCC. Andy Weiss of Truck Trolley will be joining us. We don't have a Rapid River knife, but I do have a $100 gift certificate for a Rapid River knife that you can go to the website and use the promo code Avery and get an additional 10% off. Michigan brand products and also a Primal blind to give away as well. So I hope you can join us. That is Wednesday night at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch, 989-343-0892. What do you got, Art?
Just wanted to see that I've got it.
He's got a fancy one. He has lots of money, so he paid lots of money for a very fancy knife.
Oh, no, I used Avery 10.
Oh, I used the promo code Avery 10. All right, good enough. Don't you love that knife, Art?
I do.
Yeah, excellent. It's great to have a company like Rapid River Knives. Okay, so that is Wednesday, July 8th, 2 weeks from today, in fact. 989-343-0892 for reservations. Want to put on a good show. We need a good crowd there. So I would encourage you, if you're not tied up that night, please join us. I would love to see you there. Great food, great drink, great conversation, good people. And it would be even better if you can join us. 989-343-0892, the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch on the 18th. Michael, good morning. You are more than welcome. Josh of Overdrive Outdoors. Andrew, good morning. Randy says the Skinny Water wasn't so hot yesterday. I'm surprised, Randy, that it was as good as it was for you last week. The angler quest for me is pretty much done. I mean, not pretty much. It's done. I can run it over to Linwood Beach Marina anytime now because I am done. Eli says does with fawns is all we see this weekend because a coyote across from the Seney Refuge. Scott, good morning. Louis says fawn looked like maybe 2 or 3 weeks old, tiny. Corey, good morning. He's checking in from Burt Mullet Lakes, pre-fishing for the championship Saturday and Sunday. Corey, you have an MWT, Michigan Walleye Tour Championship this weekend. And I think the national tour is fishing out of Oscoda this weekend too, huh? A big walleye weekend. Good morning, Carl. How are you? Randy, good morning. Hunter Joe, nice to have you along with us. Again, I'm really pushing the Wednesday night live because a lot of our regulars can't make it. So I want to have a full house at the Lumberjack Restaurant. The food is excellent. We will have some real nice giveaways and some great people too. That is 2 weeks from today. Call for reservations, 989-343-0892. If nobody answers, let it ring and ring and ring because a machine will pick up. Give them your name, the number in your party, and a phone number to get back in touch with you. Yes, Corey says, yes, the NWT is out of Oscoda. Tim says, heading off to physical therapy for his shoulder. Listen to you tonight. All right, Tim, good luck with the physical therapy. It's going to hurt, but that's the only way you're going to get better is if it hurts. Okay, what else? Hey, Mike, you snuck in there on us. Good morning. Nice to have you with us. Have a good day. I have to go trim a stand for my son. Have a good day. You as well, Mike. That sounds like a great opportunity. Good luck to you and your son on the youth season. And the Bass guys were out of Bay City last weekend. Yes. East side of the state is seeing some big tournaments right now. Mike, good morning. How are you? Okay, so I got my I'm slowly getting the new truck ready to rock. Last week I picked up a new Silverado, not because I wanted to, but the miles were up on my ZR2. I drive too many miles. Hey, Steve, good morning. How are you? Hey, Steve, why don't you bring a rivet crew up to Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch on the 18th? Great food, great drink, great people, great giveaways. That's 2 weeks from today at Lumberjack Restaurant. Steve, good morning. How are you? Are you done with walleye, Steve? I am. Okay. So I got the new Trail Boss from Garber Chevrolet, Garber Chevy in Linwood, Midland, Saginaw, and Chesaning. I've always got to put bigger tires on these things. So I went over to Mike's Tire Sales in Caucallon. I put a set of 34-inch tires on them. I did not lift the front end this time. 34 is the biggest we could put without a lift. The Trail Boss comes with a 2-inch factory lift. I don't like trucks that seem to run downhill. My truck is still a little bit nose low, but I'm turning these things around so fast. I just didn't want to go through the hassle of raising the front end. We got 34s on it, and it looks pretty nice. It looks really nice. Tomorrow, I'm going down to Sign Image in Saginaw to get the graphics on, and I'm sure that it's going to look great. Steve is out perching this morning. Let me know how you do, Steve. A lot of people interested, of course, in perch on Saginaw Bay. Hi, Charlie.
Good morning.
John's here with me in the studio. And just when I thought I was somebody, listen, after 20 years here, they finally gave me a key to the building. 20 years. And then they changed the lock. And they didn't tell me. Okay. So I'm outside there banging on the door. Let me in. Because I didn't have a key anymore. That last part is a lie. Charlie gave me a heads up that they changed the locks. So I noticed there's a new refrigerator here and new locks. It's like, this place is styling now.
And we'll get you a new key too.
Charlie says they'll get me a new key. All right, Johnny, have a good day. Good luck with those baits. Randy. I and Skinny Water Tony will see you in West Branch. Excellent, Randy. I will look forward to seeing you there. Jim Carpenter, good morning. Lots of memories making movies. Canada Creek Ranch of the Elk. Good seeing you again, my friend. Also, Jim, right back at you. Those were that was a lot of fun. Randy, I look forward to seeing you in Skinny Water, Tony. All right. I remembered my headphones this week. John is so proud of me.
I did double check.
He did double check. He's got to keep an eye on the old guy. I'm an old guy, but I'm still here. All right, my friends. I'm going to switch focus from this mic, my social media mic, to this mic, my official broadcast microphone. I don't know, Johnny. I've seen so many bear pictures. I don't remember if you sent me the one. Somebody sent me a picture of bear standing up, and I don't think it was you. Please send them. I look forward to seeing them. All right, my friends, I'm going to switch focus here to the radio show. I will be back tonight for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Blast off. I hope to see you then. Don't forget about Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack Restaurant 2 weeks from tonight. Again, really want to fill the place up. I want to put on a good show. Call for reservations, 989-343-0892. Wednesday Night Live will start at 7 o'clock, as it always does. Make your reservations for 5:30, 6 o'clock or so you can get your dinner in, so you're not eating Tim Bins when I come by with a camera, right? All right, my friends, have a great day. 989-343-0892, 989-343-0892 for reservations at the Lumberjack. I'm going to record the first segment of the show. I will talk about many of the same topics we already have, and I will see you tonight at 7 o'clock for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Well, thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome to another edition of the Outdoor Magazine radio show right here on the Outdoor Magazine radio network on more than 30 radio stations across the great state of Michigan. And so glad to have you along with us as we are now fully in the month of September. Last time when we talked, it was one day of the weekend was August, the next day was September. This weekend is fully in the month of September. Labor Day is behind us. The summer season is unofficially behind us. The fall season is now right here in front of us. And I look forward to this time of year. And we've had some tastes of fall lately, right? Mother Nature, we got some nights that were a little bit cold. The forecast for this weekend, one of the days looks nice and chilly. I like it. I like the cooler temperatures. I like the lower humidity. I like the change in colors, and I like the change in seasons. That's one of the best things about Michigan, in my opinion, is that we have basically 4 different seasons. I would get very bored if I lived somewhere where it was always something. So even Florida, where it's always basically summer. Now, listen, don't get me wrong. In the middle of wintertime, I don't mind jumping down to Florida for a few days to get a break, but have it be like that all year long, I would get bored with it. The fact that we have changes in season, the changes in scenery, the changes in weather, and the changes in recreational opportunities, hunting and fishing opportunities that the different seasons bring, to me, is wonderful. So what's open right now? Early goose is open. The teal season is open. I almost said the experimental teal season. It's not experimental anymore. It's a teal season. Have you had a chance to get out and take advantage of it? I hope so. And I hope if you live in my neck of the woods, you shoot as many geese as you possibly can. Big flying rats. Seagulls are flying rats. Geese are big flying rats. Only the local geese. I have nothing against the flight geese that come down from up north. It's the local geese that hang around the parking lots and the ponds in my backyard. Those are the ones I really don't like. But so anyway, for the first time in several years, as I look forward to next weekend in the youth hunt, I don't have a youth hunter. My grandkids are too old now. So that'll be a little bit interesting, a little bit different. Yes, I could find somebody and take them out, but I don't have anybody lined up. So if you have a youth hunter coming up for the season next weekend, good luck to you. Have fun. Teach them well. Impart your wisdom on them. Teach them your skills. Share your skills with them. Instill this love of hunting. The youth season has so many detractors, although I think the NRC may have taken some of that ammunition, no pun intended, away from those who hate the youth hunt by making it does only next year. Now, there is a school of thought. In fact, Amy Trotter of MUCC was telling me this last week as we had her on Wednesday Night Live. She said, don't be surprised if this whole issue gets revisited. Personally, I was one of those people in favor of making the youth hunt does only. I thought it made a lot of sense from a biological perspective and a social perspective. But I can now see both sides of it. There's a lot of criticism on that. But this year, though, for this year, 2024, the youth hunt and the Liberty hunt are both either does or an antlered buck. Youth hunt coming up, small game season just around the corner, which often gets overlooked these days, and in my world as well. Shame on me. Bear season coming up just around the corner. Good luck to you, bear hunters. I'm talking to a lot of my friends who, for whatever reason, this year drew tags for the first time here in Michigan, and they're so very excited. They're like sending me pictures. Avery, how big is this bear? Is this a shooter bear? Should I hold up on this bear? How do I judge a bear? And that is an interesting question, right? Because if a deer walks in, you look at the rack and the size of the body, but you look at the rack and go, okay, that is an animal I want to take, or I don't. A bear walks in. If you haven't bear hunted much, it's a whole different ballgame. Bears can be extraordinarily hard to judge the size until you've seen a few of them. Nothing has ground shrinkage like a bear. The first bear I ever shot was up in Manitoba, and I knew it wasn't a big bear, but I didn't think it was a small bear. Walked up on it and went, ooh, that's a small bear. But the excitement of seeing that first bear and not having experience in judging bears, I will say there are certain things to look for, right? The ears, the size of the body, the shape of the body, the way it moves, a crease in the skull, the length of the legs, all kinds of different telltale signs that if you know what you're looking for, then you know what you're looking for. But if you don't, I just say be proud in whatever you harvest. I don't care if it's a deer, a bear, a goose. I don't care. Be proud of it. If you make the decision to pull the trigger or let an arrow go and you take an animal, then you need to be proud of it. You need to be happy with what you've accomplished. You need to revel in it. You need to just be very happy with it, right? Don't let others get you down. That's what got me away from deer hunting in large part, was others. I refused to let that happen to me in the bear hunting world. So before the seasons get here, a couple of things I need to do. I need to do some sighting in, right? I need to get the Brentons sighted in for my bear hunt in the UP with Johnny Bowler, the Bear Whisperer. But that's not until the 25th. And then I need to get my crossbow sighted in for the archery season as well. Some might say, crossbow, oh, that's not archery. No, it's not archery. You're a crossbow out there. That's like a string gun. Okay. Don't criticize me for using a crossbow if you use a compound. In fact, I'll go one step further. Don't criticize me for using a crossbow unless you actually go out there and cut down a sapling and make it into your bow and make your own string and make your own arrows and take stones and nap them into broadheads. If you do that, then you can criticize me for taking the easy way out. If you do any of those other things, if you don't do those, don't talk to me, right? It is such a personal choice. Our hunting and fishing adventures are subjective and personal and private. As long as you are hunting or fishing legally, that's all anybody can be concerned with. Yes, if we see somebody out there doing something illegal, absolutely. Talk to them. Suggest to them maybe you should do it differently. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, turn them in. But beyond that, we don't have any say in what our fellow hunters or anglers do. Whatever tool, legal tool they choose to use, whatever legal method they choose to use, whatever legal animal they choose to harvest is none of our business. This whole idea of shaming other hunters, shaming other anglers, I can't get around it. I shouldn't let it bother me as much as it does, but it does. I let myself become a victim of it in the deer hunting world, and I will not let myself become a victim of it in the bear hunting world or even the fishing world. It's not going to happen. And I would encourage you, what's the saying? Hunt your hunt. Do it legally. The morals and the ethics are completely personal. I posted a complete video of the new prototype Angler Quest. Mr. Angler Quest Brad Dupuis was on with us last week. I had a chance to see that boat. I shot video. We did a walkthrough of it. I have posted it on YouTube, my Instagram, on my Facebook. Brad has posted it over on the Angler Quest owners group as well. Check it out. It's very, very sweet. I'm working on the new truck. I had to get rid of my ZR2, not because I wanted to, but because I was out of miles. So I went to my friends at Garber Chevy in Linwood, Midland, Saginaw, and Chesaning. I got a new Trail Boss, and the Trail Boss is already lifted up 2 inches, right? But I wanted to put a little bit bigger tires on it. So I took it over to Mike's Tire Sales in Cawcolin, got bigger tires put on it. I did not get the front end lifted this time. So there's still a little bit of a rake to it. The front end is still down a little bit, but man, it looks sharp. And by the time you hear this show, I will have gone down to Sign Image in Saginaw and got it wrapped with my graphics package. And it is sweet. I have pictures of that online as well. Okay, Wednesday Night Live coming up the 18th. I would encourage you to join us. Call 989-343-0892 for reservations. These are always a lot of fun. Some of our regulars can't make it this time around, so I'm encouraging you to join us. I want to have a full house that night. We have a lot of people joining us, and we have a lot of great giveaways, a lot of prizes to give away. That is the 18th at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. The food is excellent, and the company is outstanding. 989-343-0892. Coming up after the break here in the Outdoor Magazine Show, Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. He's been an outdoor maniac this fall, and he's got a lot more cool things planned, plus how they can help you process your wild game. Then Jason Garvin of the Michigan Wildlife Council in our second hour, Harry Howland of Maniac Outdoors, Steve Wyndham of MUCC, and in hour number 3, Jeff Poet of Jay's Sporting Goods and wild game chef extraordinaire, Dixie Dave Miner. It's going to be a busy show. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you're here, right here with us on Outdoor Magazine. All right, let me see some of these comments here. Top of the line guide service. Good morning to you. Am I going to go live from Bear Camp? Well, there really is no, Scott. No plans. There really is no bear camp. It's me in a hotel driving an hour to hunt with Johnny. And I mean, I will, let me rephrase. I will do daily updates on my hunt. I won't necessarily be live, but I will do daily updates. Nick, good morning. How are you? Thank you, Jerry. Brent, thank you. Thank you. All right, my friends, have a great day. I got to go. I will talk to you tonight at 7:00 for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Don't forget, Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack Restaurant on the 18th, 989-343-0892 for reservations. Love to have you join us.